Hi, this is Jillian from Offshore Management Training, where you're gaining tips and tools on how to manage your team from a distance. So this is kind of a part two follow-up to the session I did last week regarding traveling to Gurgaon, India for the first time. Once again, that's where my offshore team is located. I've had 7 trips there, and so I'd like to share with you some of the tips that I've learned through my travels. What I want to talk about today is safety over in India. Okay, last trip or 2 trips ago, for whatever reason, I got really nervous about my travel. I think I know why it happened. There was an incident on trip number 5 where one of my colleagues hit her head in the car and kind of like crunched her neck, and it just made me aware of just how vulnerable we were out there. And so I went into this whole like safety kick thing. Which was great though. And so here are a couple of things that I've learned. Number one, the cars in India do not have seatbelts. They only believe in seatbelts for the driver and the passenger. And the driving there is crazy. Fortunately, it's not very fast because oftentimes the roads are super congested, but there are lanes, but they are mere suggestions. I believe there are a couple of street lights, again, mere suggestions. And then you have everything on the road from the sacred cows to motorized rickshaws to whole families on motorcycles. I've seen up to 5 people, 2 adults, 3 children, all on the same motorcycle, to anything in between. So the drivers tend to do a lot of bobbing and weaving, and then every once in a while there's a speed bump, and they may see it, they may not. So if you want a seatbelt anywhere, it's going to be in India, but unfortunately, they don't have seatbelts there in many other cars. So if that's a major concern for you, what you want to do is anytime you travel, you just want to go in a nicer car. At the hotel, all of them tend to have seatbelts, but if there's ever an option of like upgrading the car, know that the upgraded car is probably going to be the ones with the seatbelts. And if you're traveling long distances, you definitely want that. Another recommendation I have is for an app called Be Safe app. So it's the letter B, SAFE, APP. And what I love about this app is that you're able to input your contacts. I think you get up to 6, or maybe I just chose 6 people, and they have to register. And then in the event of an emergency on your phone, you're able to hit this big red SOS button. When you click on that, an SOS goes out to all of your contacts and also your location in the world. So not only, and the audio and the camera on your phone clicks on. So everything is recorded as well. This was really important to me because Gurgaon is not a good area, and there have been lots of instances where the cabbies will take women to not their destination, but some other location and do horrific things to them. So then there's a cab service called Ola, OLA, which is just like Uber, except when you get into the car, you have to give the cabbie a code in order for the trip to get started. And then when you get out of the cab, the cabbie has to give you a code in order for that person to get paid. And then it also tracks everything in GPS. They do have Uber there, but Ola seems to be the preference, I think, because of this added safety feature of the exchanging of codes. So when I heard this, I was like, oh, I got to protect myself. And so that's why I got the app. Fortunately, I never had to use it, but it was just really nice knowing that my family and my friends, and then some of my employees there in India at any given point in time would know where I was, and in the event of an emergency, I can notify them right away. Another thing about India, I've had the opportunity to travel to 4 or 5 different cities. Each of the different cities definitely has like a different theme, a different feel to it. The cities are as distinct as American cities. However, the major difference is that I don't know what any of the social cues are for bad neighborhoods versus good neighborhoods. And so I have like a real interest in this. I have both a personal interest in it and also a professional interest in it. So I go there looking to figure out like, ooh, good neighborhood, bad neighborhood. I have gone 7 times. To this day, I can't figure it out. So every time I go, I just have to ask the people I'm with. I'm like, hey, like, what's this city known for? What's its reputation? Because all of it, while each of the cities looks distinctly different, the feel in terms of safety is identical to me. So as an American going over there, do not think that you're going to be able to identify like the shady characters from the safe characters, or the good neighborhoods from the bad neighborhoods. It is very difficult to do so. So you really have to take the word of the people who know. And again, I've also never seen any sort of shady behavior, yet people tell me Gurgaon is a very bad neighborhood, and I take their word for it. And I recommend you do the same during your travels. So once again, this is Jillian from Offshore Management Training. Near or far, manage like a star.